we need to see the debate between jobs and the planet become one. It is not two. Of course, capital and the capitalists are trying to think that they are two different things. For us, we think it is the same thing because workers can still fight, trade unions can still fight for jobs and the planet at the same time. Understanding and linking whatever climate changes, I mean the environment and weather change patterns to climate change is a bit difficult to put it to our members for them to actually be part of the actions. But over time, because of the harsh rain seasons we sometimes have, and this happen at peak times, either in the morning or in the evenings or afternoon when they're actually supposed to rush out to make a quick buck. And that's when it is pouring. And Kampala is a hilly place. A 30 minutes pour, all the roads are flooded. So there is no work. And there is no work, which means there is no money because they work on what we call hand to mouth. Now, because these are becoming rampant, they're beginning now to question, what is this? We've not, they tell you, we used not to have this. What is the problem? Then giving us an opportunity to show them the link between what is happening and what we talk about as climate change. One of the things we're doing is just, first of all, to create awareness among them that this is a serious thing and each and every worker, especially transport worker, can take whatever small action to combat climate change. We're looking at, first of all, just issues of just maintaining their vehicles, maintaining their motorcycles. They're talking of the bottom line, the profit they take home. But because they are not servicing, then the vehicles and motorcycles become older and become weaker, and therefore even consume more fuel. The other thing that is coming up, we're now introducing them to electric bikes. We're putting them into groups, into savings groups, because the electric motorbikes are on loan, and we're teaming up with the local bank to finance them to get the motorcycles, such that somehow with that, and we have a good uptake, then maybe we're looking at, for example, in 2 years' time, we can have about 50% of our motorcycle riders riding electric bikes, meaning that we shall be cutting down on emissions, but most importantly, they'll be having decent work because the motorcycles will be running on a lower cost, and yet they'll be benefiting more. That was way back, I think, in 2018. We trained about 40. Actually, during the training, we wanted to call them climate change organizers. They said, no, we're climate change champions. Champions in the sense that they wanted to get out there with a different badge, with a different mentality, with a different look. And our informal transport workers are organized in small structures, starting at the grassroots, called stages. Stages, that's where they congregate either to pick a passenger or to drop a passenger. And those stages are where the climate champions are. And the key basic things they're doing are, one, first of all, to raise awareness of this monster called climate change to them. Two, is to try and take action on an individual, leave alone even a stage base, but individual level. We've never had any kind of formal social dialogue on climate change. Since 2018, we've been writing to government on the issue of national determined contribution as a way of pushing government to do something. But whenever we write, we never get a response. We've never been involved in any of this. However, the government in its role, because of pressure from the global partners, too, because, I mean, that's what is happening. Government is taking ambitious strides. As we talk right now, just this year, in January, the government and the president assented to the National Climate Change Act. This is a big one for us because at least now we know that the Paris Agreement, the Kyoto Protocol have a legal framework in the country. The other one is that we have, last year the government presented what it termed interim national determined contributions. It was as part of the COP26 commitments. And whereas the interim will break through them, they look ambitious. So if we can just pick on these two, I think, and we then campaign on this, I think we can test government goodwill on this and see how far government can commit to ensure that these policies actually come to effect.